USC versus number 13 GCU. The Lopes sitting at Mosier, our player to watch for the Lopes. He'll get us started. Junior outside hitter from Gilbert, Arizona. Pops it over the net. Klein the first to touch it. As Dylan Klein will slam it down and gets us started at Galen Center. First on the team in kills, up to 235 on the year.
Yeah, and he was the most outstanding player for the Outrigger Invitational in Hawaii they just concluded. Strong start for him here.
And he'll get the serve for USC, the junior from the Pacific Palisades. Service error from the Trojans to tie us up at 1 apiece in set number 1. So the Lopes looking to capitalize on what might be a slow start for USC. Trojans haven't played since that Outrigger Invitational. Dykstra able to handle that one. And a big kick early on in this one. 2 early kills for Dylan Klein.
Yeah, we knew that coming off a break like this, Dylan Klein would have to get things started early for USC, and he's wasting absolutely no time, Thomas.
Guy Guinness won't get the serve. A high serve, and the Lopes looking to capitalize. Klein not able to handle it. So score goes to 2-2. Jarrett Anderson goes back for the Lopes for the serve. 2-2 in set number 1. Left-hander hits it. Parker Tompkinson not able to get it down. Sterling Foley with an opportunity, but he gets blocked. USC keeping it alive. Trojans will have to knock it over. Through a block. Cole Duncanson sends it through Parker Tompkinson.
Yeah, that's a rare misstep there for Tompkinson. Had the angle, but it went right through his hands and in between him and Caleb Blanchett.
USC, the number 1 blocking team in the nation. That will go behind the back line. A point for USC. Score is tied 3-3 yet again. GCU also a good blocking team. Number 9 team in the nation according to blocks per set. Jack Duker sends it over. GCU able to handle it, and the setter spike from Kyle Zedeker, the freshman.
Dykstra wanted a hold call there. Referees didn't do it, but what a start here. Very punchy back and forth. It's what you expect from a ranked matchup.
GCU, the number 13 team in the country, leads 4-3. Duker the first to touch it. Blanchett sets up Foley. And Otmar not able to handle it on the back line. Foley gets a kill for the Trojans.
Yeah, and Foley stepping in this season as a freshman gave USC that really solid second option behind Dylan Klein and gives him so much versatility.
And he's filled in as that second option, second on the team in kills, and he gets a service ace. Diving attempt by Matthew Thornton. And Sterling Foley puts USC back on top, 5-4. We're still early when USC in a battle with the Lopes. Not able to get a service ace there. GCU able to handle it. And just inside. GCU ties it back up at 5 apiece.
Yeah, GCU not afraid to attack different players so far. That one toward Dykstra, who thought it went out.
Sends Cole Duncanson to the back line from Ontario, Canada. He gets the serve and slings it over. Dykstra with the dig. Dylan Klein looking for his 3rd kill, and he slams it down. Klein with 3 early kills for USC. Now up to 237 on the year. The junior outside hitter making some moves for the Trojans. Parker Tompkinson, the freshman, a 7-footer, goes back for the serve. And it'll lead to a service error. Already 2 service errors for USC, and the score goes tied 6-6. Kyle Zedeker, a fellow freshman, had a setter spike earlier. He goes back. Klein with the set. And from the back line, Foley handled by GCU. And another failed block for USC. The Lopes are controlling it so far early. Only up 7-6, but taking away a major strength for the Trojans.
And that's what they had to do, coming out on the road in a punchy crowd. And they've done that so far.
Klein with the set. Klein getting set up, but it's blocked. Guy Guinness trying for some misdirection. This one will be sent over. A little miscommunication from USC. That was likely to go out. And a block is failed. Dylan Klein gets another kill.
Yeah, Dylan Klein coming off his last performance, 21 kills. That was his most since the Ohio State game back in late January. So he's on a hot streak right now, and he's trying to continue that, even with a lot of rest.
As now Caleb Blanchette goes back for USC, the sophomore setter. GCU gets blocked. There goes Guy Guinness, and Dylan Klein gets the Trojans back into the blocking category.
And even without Parker Tompkinson on the court, they're still able to control that net front. A good tandem to block that attempt down.
Blanchette sends it back over. GCU with the big hit, and USC not able to handle it past two freshmen on the back line.
Yeah, GCU really taking advantage of that back line. Maybe a little bit of luck involved, kind of banking on mistakes, but still able to capture the momentum there.
Trent Mosier goes back for GCU. Tied at 8-8. USC looking to get back on top. Klein sends it just in bounds. Score goes to 9-8 USC. Dylan Klein with 5 early kills on only 6 total attacks. Dylan Klein goes back for the Trojans. Leads the team in service aces, not able to get one there. A left-handed hit, but it goes out of bounds from Jarrett Anderson. Trojans have a 2-point lead. USC up 10-8. Klein with 12 service aces, looking for a 13th against the number 13 team in the country. And in a service error. USC already with 3 service errors on the evening.
Yeah, some self-inflicting wounds hurting USC so far. A little bit of miscommunication on some plays as well. We'll see if they tighten that up or if that's just rust.
Braden Marcourt, the freshman, goes back for GCU and gets a service ace. Guy Guinness not able to handle it. Next to Jack Duker. Marcourt has only played in one of GCU's 6 matches in March, so this is his 2nd out of 7. But into the starting lineup for the Lopes. 6'5" middle blocker. Sends it over, but behind the back line. A flurry of service errors for these two squads. USC with 3, GCU with 2.
Yeah, Johnny Dykstra coming off for USC. We're going back to more of an attacking front here with Parker Tompkinson back on.
Guy Guinness will get us started. Nearly a service ace, and that will go down as one. Guy Guinness gets the point for the Trojans.
Yeah, and USC still with only 2 players with kills.
Dylan Klein and Sterling Foley as USC leads 12-10. And another service error for USC. So the lead is only 1 for the Trojans, 12-11. And it was not ruled as a service ace for the Trojans on that one from Guy Guinness. It was an attack error. It's GCU keeping it alive. Klein the first touch. Duker. It's handled by GCU, but will get another opportunity and finds open court. Misdirection by the Trojans. No one GCU.
Yeah, and you could tell Duker was itching for an opportunity like that. Didn't get the first one to go down. Receives it again and hits it even harder.
Duker will get the opportunity, the redshirt senior. GCU, another left-handed hit. This one will fall inbounds from Jarrett Anderson. So USC with a 1-point lead, up 13-12. Cole Otmar goes back for the Lopes. 5th on the team in service aces coming into tonight. Volley with an opportunity and gets blocked. GCU fired up as the Lopes just tied this one up at 13 apiece.
Yeah, and a tough time defending so far for USC. Only one dig here in this first set. GCU has 4.
Otmar, the redshirt junior from Spangle, Washington. Duker with an opportunity, a hard hitter. This one headed for the stands. And USC back on top, 14-13.
Yeah, USC should just feed Duker right now. His shot is very hard for GCU to contain, and he's catching in.
Sterling Foley, one of the star freshmen for USC, will secure a service ace for the Trojans. So his second service ace. As Sterling Foley nearly gets another service ace for the Trojans. Dylan Klein sends it down. Another kill for Dylan Klein.
And how efficient has he been so far? Over 80% on his hits so far, and certainly a necessity here for USC.
Wiping up a spot on the court. USC with a 3-point lead on a 3-0 scoring run. Largest lead to date for the Trojans in this first frame. Sterling Foley with another opportunity. Sends it over, a hard hitter, and that falls in. Another service ace for Sterling Foley, up to 3 on the day. He was second on the team in service aces for the Lopes. Program history for Grand Canyon, founded in 2009. 2 NCAA appearances, including a semifinals run last season along with that MPSF title. And that's what February 4th to become a women's volleyball associate head coach at the University of Kansas. We'll talk more about that as we go on. Play continues. Dykstra to Blanchett. Now Dylan Klein gets another one. Dylan Klein up to 7 kills here in this first set.
We talked about it in our pregame show, but USC is a team you can't let go on a run like this. And it started with Sterling Foley. Dylan Klein, that's a 2-headed monster, experience and freshman coming together.
As that will end the 5-0 USC run. 5 service errors for the Trojans. 2 service errors for GCU. GCU beating BYU in part because they had a lot of service aces, 10 in the second matchup to only 12 errors. Not able to get an ace on that set. Dykstra, Blanchett, and Foley gets blocked by a trio of Lopes.
And USC on a quick run, and then just like that, Grand Canyon with a little bit of a pushback as we take another look. And that's what you have to do to contain Sterling Foley, put a body up on the net.
USC still with a 3-point lead. Dylan Klein slams it down. He's just making it look so easy. He has all of the opportunities. He hits it hard. He taps it lightly. Dylan Klein can do it all.
Yeah, and he's up to 8 kills now on 10 attempts, and efficiency is key for this guy. No look slam on that one.
Parker Tompkinson sends it over. Parker Tompkinson with the dig. Dylan Klein gets set up again, gets blocked. Blanchett over to Duker. USC player to be named National Player of the Year in 2 consecutive seasons, and he's in his challenge. And he's facing off against a head coachless GCU squad. Lopes are led by 2 assistant coaches. Parker Tompkinson sends it over. Big hit. Tompkinson barely able to handle it. Blanchett gets the point for USC, as a net violation was called on the Lopes. So a 6-point lead for USC in the first set, and a timeout called by GCU.
By GCU. Of course, Dylan Klein leads.
Irvine, as the Anteaters have since dropped in the rankings to number 5 after losing 4 straight to Hawaii and UCLA. So USC will have to look out for UCLA coming up on the schedule.
One of those games will be here at Galen, one on the road. It'll be a pivotal point in the season heading into the MPSF tournament.
6-point lead for USC. And a big hit. Gets slammed down by Braden Marcourt. The freshman for GCU. Kyle Zedeker, another freshman for the Lopes. He gets sent back for the serve. 5-point lead for USC as Foley gets the dig, and a big hit by Dylan Klein. No one can stop Dylan Klein in this first set, and he gets kill number 9.
Yeah, and it feels like GCU is trying to contain every other player on the court. They're doing a good job of stopping some of the other contributors, but Dylan Klein still able to come out from the rest.
Blanchett sends it over. GCU looking to stop USC's momentum, and they get a kill. Blanchett not able to handle it. 5-point lead for the Trojans still. All smiles on USC's face. Caleb Blanchett wasn't able to handle that one. He had a smile. USC looking to take this first set. 3 points away. Mosier goes back. Klein the first to touch it. Sets up Klein. Misdirection. And on the tip, USC gets another kill from Dylan Klein. 10 kills in this first set.
He could go for a season high. Season high this year, 22. Nearly half that at this point.
As Klein will get the serve. We'll have a 3-0 run to close out this frame. GCU looking to stop that. Another left-handed hit, and somehow Klein able to save that. Duker tends it down, but GCU keeping it alive. Klein to Blanchett. Duker gets set up and off the block. USC gets the point. Set point for the Trojans. 7-point lead for USC. We talked to Jeff Nygaard before. Said he hopes there wasn't a slow start for USC off of nearly a 2-week break. No slow start that we can see. Dylan Klein shoots it and finds the service ace.
Run. And that's what USC is going to need to win this game. It's creating separation. And like we talked about,
the Trojans are already second in the NCAA with their 38.7 hitting percentage, so doing better than that, at least in the first set. Switch sides, and GCU gets it started. The Lopes are hyped up to get the first point of the second set.
Yeah, we've seen them attack Johnny Dykstra in the middle a few times. His reach just not lengthy enough as we take another look. Good job there to open up the set.
Braden Marcourt, it's an opportunity for the Lopes. And just like that, USC ties it back up off of a service error. Last time out, GCU got the ranked upset. The Lopes did a really good job at staying out of the service error column. Dylan Klein sends it over. GCU able to handle it. Duker with an opportunity and finds open court off of an attempted block. GCU scores the first point. USC gets 2 straight.
And Duker kind of an unsung hero in this USC lineup and really making his presence known at the net. Such hard swings from him.
As Dylan Klein, service error. Going back to Duker. He's third on the team in kills. He hasn't played in the most matches, so he's second on the team in kills per set behind Dylan Klein. As Klein the first to touch it. Guy Guinness gets it off the tip. The Trojans go back up on top, 3-2.
What an important player Guy Guinness is in this roster. I mean, has so much experience, winning a national championship, coming over from UCLA. You see him in the huddle talking to the freshmen, making big plays just like that one.
Guy Guinness. And a failed setter spike from Kyle Zedeker. And going back to Guy Guinness, when we were talking to head coach Jeff Nygaard about the freshmen, he also mentioned that it was really the leadership from the veteran guys for USC, really helping the freshmen get molded and grow for USC. As Duker gets it past the block.
Yeah, you brought up Duker earlier as well. I mean, he missed all of January. He made his season debut against Dominican. I have 23 kills, came against BYU. It's not an easy matchup.
Only his 10th match of the year for Duker. As violation called.
Mental lapses and going on little runs to create some separation.
Cole Otmar, he goes back for GCU. As Foley with the good dig, it's sent over. USC looking to set up a block, and it's successful. Sterling Foley and Parker Tompkinson.
How about Sterling Foley on that reception, doing practically the splits. Keep that one in, and just speaks to how versatile of a player he is, even as a freshman.
And another look at that one. Jack Duker can't get it over. 7th service error for the Trojans. GCU has 3. The USC does have. Brings up Cole Duncanson. Dykstra the first to touch it. Blanchett has to go over. Duker with an opportunity gets blocked. And miscommunication from GCU. The Lopes didn't know the ball was back over on their side. And USC gets the point.
And this is a dangerous spot to be in for GCU. Look a little frustrated and flustered, playing from behind on the road against one of the top teams, and can't make errors like that if you're GCU.
A little bit of bad luck for the Lopes. As we resume play. Duker barely getting a hand on it. And Parker Tompkinson, all smiles on his face, not able to get it as it goes out of bounds.
And you saw in that play, Kyle Zedeker for GCU, giving his teammates some motivation, hyping them up after that play. They want to go on a run here. They're itching for some momentum.
As Kyle Zedeker will get the serve. And yet another service error. Parker Tompkinson sends it over. And there we go, back-to-back number 2. Trent Mosier, junior outside hitter, he gets an opportunity, just down by 2 points. Foley the first to touch it. Dylan Klein with another opportunity, but Mosier able to handle it. Mosier gets set up and blocked by Guy Guinness. Squashing that.
Guy Guinness, 6'5", of course a tall player, but not tall in relation to guys like some of the others on USC, and still able to reach that height.
And Chet, the first to set it for USC. Blanchett gets it over to Klein. And an in-the-net call. As we resume play, and a good spike. Guy Guinness, Dylan Klein on the block. USC gets yet another point.
Yeah, and it looked like Dylan Klein the first to touch it there for USC, and again, you just can't stress the versatility of his game enough, whether it's at the net or in and out behind.
As another service error, this one from Caleb Blanchett. USC still with a 4-point lead, up kills Jack Duker with 7. GCU a little bit more balanced. Cole Otmar with 3 kills. 4 other players with 2. As Guy Guinness off the block sends it sky high and gets a kill.
That one nearly hit the Jumbotron here at Galen, but one thing that strikes out to me for you now is, again, it's the opportunities that they're taking advantage of, and that's been 10 more.
Hitting 750 in this second set, 541 overall. but the mistakes have been the service errors. Not hitting it too well in those opportunities. Jared Anderson hit the left-handed serve. Jack Duker sends it down. It's the veterans for USC. Jack Duker, the redshirt senior, Dylan Klein, the junior. And Guy Gennis, he's come up strong. He leads the squad with his 3 blocks. As another block, this one goes out of bounds. Cole Duncanson gets the kill. He's a veteran for the Lopes. In his first season with GCU after spending last year at Charleston University. Played college with Queen's University in Canada for 2 years. Cole Duncanson gets the kill. Parker Tompkinson looking for some misdirection. GCU able to handle it. Trojans looking to set the block. Blanchette to Dylan Klein. Foley with an opportunity, and he gets blocked, but it goes out of bounds. Sterling Foley with his second kill of the evening.
And Foley a little bit of a quiet first set. Outside of some of the service aces, good to see him kind of fitting in. And I think when we talked about the rust, I think that applied most to the freshmen who haven't had that long of a break in their careers.
GCU keeping it alive. Hit from the back line, and Duker unable to handle it.
Yeah, Dylan Klein wanted that reception there, and Duker in front of it. They're both not upset at each other, just patting each other on the back, knowing that miscommunication could have been prevented.
Take another look. Dylan Klein, like you said, right there in a better position. Cole Duncanson with a service error. With the Trojans leading, they have more service opportunities, and they also have the 4 service aces. Big hit from the back line, and Cole Ottmar, the team leader in kills today, notches his 5th.
Yeah, we knew last year when the Lopes lost their top 4 leaders in kills, they need depth to step up, and that's a beautiful shot. They had 2 players with over 300 kills last year, both left. So they're navigating that new territory now.
As Parker Tompkinson with a slam down. The 3 star freshmen for USC all had national playing experience coming into this one, so they play on big stages, and they've adapted well as Dylan Klein gets a block. The Trojans in command in the second set, leading by 6, only needing 8 more to send us potentially a final 3rd set. Parker Tompkinson goes back for the Trojans. A long hit well behind the back line. Jeff Nygaard described the star freshmen as volley nerds. They're always in the gym trying to get better. Even when they're not, they're still talking to each other, becoming better teammates. Almost seems like a perfect storm for USC. Service error from GCU. A good selection of Trojan veterans. Dylan Klein, Jack Duker, Guy Gennis, a transfer. With some of the star freshmen that you're seeing on the court today, along with someone who was a really good freshman last year in Caleb Blanchette, the man who just served it off to GCU. Foley sets up Klein. Good dig from Mosier. Long rally between the Trojans and the Lopes. Good setup by Foley, and off the deflection, Dylan Klein high-fives his coach. What an electric alone. Not hitting very well. 6 kills, 5 errors on 19 attacks. Big hit, trying to turn that around from the up to 3 on the evening.
Yeah, and a lot of emotion out of him on that kill, and I think that's what they need as well. Just kind of injecting the ice into their veins, knowing that they need the emotion to beat a USC team that is really playing on the ropes right now.
Zach Drake comes into the game for the serve. Dylan Klein with an opportunity. Mosier able to handle it. Foley to Blanchette as Duker slams it down. USC up to 20 points in this set, leading by 7. The Trojans are looking very strong. Braden Marcourt hopping off the bench comes back in to replace Zach.
Going down even with the lead.
Dylan Klein, he has 12 kills tonight. And he serves it over with some great motion. Behind the back line. GCU fails from Jared Anderson. So the Trojans lead by 8 in the second set. USC looking very, very strong as Dylan Klein will get another opportunity. He would love if he was the final server of this set. That will not be the case after that service error.
We'll see how GCU approaches this. 8 attacking errors for him so far. A lot in this set as well. Just need to slow their game down.
Jared Anderson with the left-handed serve. Blanchette sets up Foley, who gets a kill.
On the near side, that's a good job. Sterling Foley just rising up again, and so much vertical reach on his jump.
As Josh Friedman will come into the match for USC in the second set. GCU gets it down. He's up to 6 kills. Hitting .462. And he goes back for the serve. As Parker Tompkinson sends it behind the back line. A little 2-0 run for GCU, looking to snatch some momentum. I wouldn't say the set is out of hand just yet. It would be a miraculous comeback, but nonetheless, the Lopes are looking to grab some momentum heading into the third set. Lose it right away off of Cole Otmar's service error. Service error number 7 for the Lopes this evening.
Yeah, an offense coming at a premium right now for the Lopes, averaging 12 kills per set on the year, only with 17 almost through 2.
Jack Duker sends it behind the back line. So back-to-back service errors from these two squads. USC leading by 7, 2 points away from winning the frame. Cole Duncanson goes back. Third on the team in service aces coming into tonight. Klein with a good dig. Klein gets the kill. Dig to set to kill. Dylan Klein getting 2 of those.
Yeah, and he's pushing for that double-double. 4 digs, now 13 kills. Maybe more of a little bit of a quiet set for Klein here in number 2, but still dominating on other facets of his game.
Foley with an opportunity to close it out, but sends it behind the back line. GCU up to 18 points. USC still leads by 6, 1 point away, just sending it to the third set. But no matter what, this set will be closer than the first frame. Foley to Blanchette. Tompkinson trying to end it. Foley again. Dylan Klein gets dug up by the Lopes. A long rally, and it keeps on going. Mosier with an opportunity. Duker to Blanchette. And now Foley gets the point. USC takes set number 2 as the Trojans are dominating. 2 sets to none for USC. Winning the first by 8 points, winning the second by 7.
Yeah, look at Foley there. I mean, knowing the 2 blockers are out in front, hitting it at a bit of a sharp angle off to his right, and that's with USC playing a clean game, and GCU kind of, like I mentioned earlier, banking off of errors and not necessarily cashing in.
Trent Mosier sends it over. Dylan Klein looking to continue his strong night. Foley not able to get there. Great diving attempt, but GCU for the second straight set gets point number 1. USC looking for the clean sweep. The Trojans are 10-1 in 3-set matches on the year. GCU is 8-2 when it comes to 3-set matches. Looking to avoid going to 8-3.
In the third set by GCU, and had a little bit of a fight the end of the second set, trying to translate that here in the third.
Volley might have just sent it back over, and he did. GCU sends it right back, and the Lopes are up 3-0.
They're playing a much faster game out of the short break. USC kind of playing on their back foot, and GCU responding well. 2
straight kills for Braden Marcourt. It was up to 5 on the evening. That'll end the GCU momentum. 8th service error for the Lopes. Sends Dylan Klein to the back line. And Klein with the Trojans hitting 519 this evening, hitting 619. Forces an error from GCU as Duker sends it down and gets up to 10 kills tonight.
And Duker's ability to locate play, finding the back corner, and again here on that near side, he moves back his arm. There's little GCU can do to stop him.
And if Duker continues at this pace, he'll move up to second on the USC leaderboard for kills this year. Good momentum stopper from GCU as Jared Anderson hits it down with that left hand.
Jared Anderson, such a catalyst this season, on pace to break his 136 kills from last year. He's a big player with shoes to fill after so many players departed GCU last season.
Dykstra to Blanchette. Foley with some misdirection, but a good dug up. Dykstra again. Duker finds open court right between 2 blockers.
Said it last play, Duker, his ability to locate, doesn't necessarily have to use a ton of power on a play like that. Just finding the right spot, and he's done that all evening.
Guy Guinness with USC down by 1, looking to tie it up. Here come the Lopes. Klein with a good defensive showing. Foley gets set up. Duker to Blanchette. Another long rally, could shift some momentum. And over the net call, GC.
Success, and then ending with self-inflicted wounds.
5-3 lead for the Lopes. Miscommunication, a couple of Trojans going for those balls. Duker able to get it over. Offense will reset for both squads. Johnny Dykstra with the good showing, but that will go out of bounds. Johnny Dykstra, a freshman libero, even though it went out, obviously look of disappointment on his face, but still a good showing from him. A lot of effort. Jared Anderson sends it out of bounds. USC down by just 2. Jack Duker goes back. USC looking to set the block. Sterling Foley gets there, and it falls in. He looked mighty close to that net. No infraction called, and Sterling Foley gets a solo block.
GCU playing with a little bit more aggression at the net. USC lucky there to put a stop to some of the rings.
Slammed down by GCU. The lone GCU player. This is his 8th match with double-digit kills for Otmar. Foley. Mosier gets dug up by Dykstra. Sends it over. And Duncanson gets it down.
Times now in a row, he's been beat on the block.
Cole Otmar slings it over. Dykstra with the dig. Dylan Klein high flying, but a scoring run. Dykstra with yet another dig. He's looked good defensively. Foley finds open floor.
And that's a big kill there from Foley, because USC a little bit unlucky on that Klein kill attempt that went out of bounds, because you knew it was hard enough for no player to stop it. So good response there from Sterling Foley.
as Foley sends it over. It was a good serve. GCU able to handle it. As the block failed by USC.
Still a stark improvement.
Cole Duncanson, team leader in sets played. He serves it. Parker Tompkinson with the small set, slams it.
In this set, but it's the little ones that added up a lot in the first two.
Miscommunication by USC, and Trent Mosier gets another kill. GCU up 11-8. Dykstra to Blanchette. Guy Dennis. GCU able to keep it alive. Dykstra with the diving play. And a good slam down by Dylan Klein and Guy Dennis. Dykstra was the one who saved it for USC. He's playing like a man out of his mind.
Yeah, and a frustrating play there for the Lopes because Cole Altmaier was very aggressively calling for the ball, clapping his hands, and he has a hot hand right now as you see them take a huddle. And USC.
Garrett Anderson of GCU. As the point is reversed, GCU gets a point off of a successful challenge. Ball was ruled down on to serve. Jackson Herr, I've called his name tonight, the junior setter. Caleb Blanchette. GCU with the big hit from the back line. And the Lopes have some momentum going up 13-8.
And they know that attacking the net front has been unsuccessful previously when you're going against one of the best blocking teams, if not the best in the country, and it's attacking that back line that's been really successful with them here in this set.
And Jack Duker with the big hit. No one on that left.
Times over tonight where he creeps up with plenty of momentum off the jump.
Caleb Blanchette slings it over. Good dig by GCU.
Making himself at home here.
As Trent Mosier hits it over. Trojans able to handle. Jack Duker not able to sneak his way. Jackson Herr right to set. Dylan Klein, a high flyer. He has 13 kills, none in this third set. As Anderson finds it in towards the back line. USC wanted the call, doesn't get it.
Yeah, Jared Anderson doing a really good job of locating this set. A little bit quieter earlier in the match, but again, they're playing from behind, and got to give it to GCU playing like there's no tomorrow right now here in the third set. Even though there is tomorrow. The two teams are playing tomorrow.
Well, GCU up by 6. Blanchette sets up Duker.
And then, again, just a cross shot that's so hard to defend.
It is March Madness, showing off the basketball skills as Guy Gennis sends this over. And over the block. Ain't much separation. Out of the media timeout, it's 2-2.
And a little bit of a different look here for USC. Ryan Sprague coming in for the first time tonight, as well as Christian Connell. A little bit of a different look here for Nygaard. We're trying to switch some stuff up. A little bit less height here with this option.
The serve goes into the net. Otmar behind the line gets a chance. Foley. And Connell gets a kill shortly into the game. Freshman outside hitter. Has only played one match in March. That was March 8th versus BYU. 2 sets played and 4 kills. But Connell gets back into the game for the Trojans. As Foley gets yet another service ace, 4th on the evening.
Foley has so much drop on his serve. I mean, it looks like it's going to elevate, and out of nowhere drops, and we've seen that from him multiple times tonight. Needing to do that here in set 3 where, again, GCU limiting the mistakes on the receiving end.
Foley not able to get his 5th service ace as Dykstra can't secure a dig.
Chance here for Grand Canyon with the serve now. Pull away a little bit more. 5-point lead.
As Dylan Klein with a service mistake. Cole Duncanson sends it over as U.S.
in this third set, and it's really been about those errors.
Trailing in this one 20-14. Let's take a look at campus. That's the home of Pepperdine.
Yeah, the FPSF hosted at Galen Center last year, so chance for USC after the long Hawaii trip to shift gears and focus on the long road ahead, but most of that here in Los Angeles or the LA area.
Absolutely crazy that the season is almost over. When we were talking to Jeff Nygaard before the match, he said it was like a blink of an eye how fast the season has gone as Dylan Klein gets another kill, looking to heat up as this third frame slowly coming to a close.
Johnny Dykstra hitting the bench. That's a really big turning point there for USC. Able to go back to the attacking front, leaving some of the reserves in there as well.
Parker Tompkinson with the serve, with USC down by 5. Here come the Lopes, and a big hit by Mosier. GCU leads by 6, 4 points away from sending us to a fourth set.
And USC only dropped one set in the Outrigger Invitational, and of course they don't like, of course even when winning games, they don't like losing sets, and chance here for GCU to prove that.
USC, it's do or die right now. As Sprague not able to handle it, he's disappointed with himself. GCU 3 points away. The Lopes are fired up.
Yeah, we've seen that emotion from them all set here. Really riled up. They know this trip isn't for nothing. They need to create some ground in the MPSF, and a chance to do that here.
Jackson Herr, the first to send it over. Guy Guinness finds open floor. His squad up by 7. GCU only needs 2 points to send it to a fourth set. Klein sends it sky high. Blanchette sets up Klein, who gets blocked. Otmar in the middle for GCU, and the Lopes are 1 point away.
Yeah, and the Lopes are just one step ahead of USC right now. It felt like Dylan Klein in the first set would have gotten that one to go easily. The defense just all on top of them. We see a timeout.
The Trojans are the ones to call the for the Lopes. Trent Mosier is the man behind the line for GCU, looking to end it here. USC looking to stay alive and will do so at least for one more point. Getting point number 17 of this third set.
Yeah, and USC pretty clean on the error front here in this set, but Grand Canyon even cleaner. So interesting to see how this will continue.
And Klein sends it over. Lopes get the point. And that will end set number 3. So GCU stays alive, avoids the sweep, winning this one at 20. So a good crowd here at Galen Center with members of the USC women's volleyball team right there supporting the men's team at USC.
Trojans supporting Trojans, right, Thomas? I mean,
I know we talked about it in the third set, but really, what was the difference for USC, and what do the Trojans have to do to win this set?
they have to take more advantage of potential self-inflicted wounds from GCU. I mean, the Lopes only had 2 errors in that third set. Really, for USC, they need to create more space for themselves to set up errors on the other end. And GCU, you have to give it to them. They really kept it clean, and that's why they won the third set.
Mosier with the big hit, but Dykstra able to keep it alive. Dylan Klein will send it over, and GCU not able to recover. USC wins the first point of the set.
Right now in this game, leading and being at home, trying to extend that win streak and gain some really important ground in such a close conference.
As that's sent well over into fans on the sideline. Point number 2 for USC. And mind you, GCU hosting BYU in a 2-match little series, we'll call it. Lost in 4 sets to the Cougars and then swept the Cougars the next day. So even if USC does win this in 4 sets, the Trojans have to be aware of how potent of a team GCU can be, as Duker gets a kill for the Trojans.
And again, Duker showing his versatility there at the net front. His ability to, in a lot of different places, has really been the difference for USC so far tonight.
Blanchette leading this 3-0 USC run. And that one will finally fall in from Jarrett Anderson. So 1 point for GCU. Trojans still up 3-1.
Yeah, now up to 131 kills on the year for Anderson. Trying to reach that 136 mark again that he reached last season.
And as Braden Marcourt sends it into the net for USC's 4th point. Obviously a pivotal stretch of the season for USC. Starting a stretch where the Trojans will play 6 games at home of their final 8 of the regular season. As Duker finds the floor yet again. Duker surpassing Dylan Klein. No, point ruled for the Lopes. Infraction from USC. GCU now just trailing by 2 and gets a service ace. Jarrett Anderson, he's had a sneaky good outing tonight.
Yeah, and GCU again just not going away. Really grabbing a lot of the force here in set 4.
Dykstra, Blanchette, and now Klein with the big hit. Klein up to 16 kills, hitting .519 tonight.
Yeah, we take another look. I mean, look how much vertical length he gets on that. Dylan Klein, not the tallest guy on this team, but certainly plays like it sometimes.
That one goes out. Guy Guinness screams it as Jarrett Anderson gives USC point number 6.
And again, it's the errors that start to add up for GCU. The lack thereof last set was the difference. They can't continue to get them here.
Guy Guinness, Mosier with the first hit, nearly goes over the net. And an infraction from GCU. The Lopes want a different call. USC not going down quietly after that 3rd set. Let's take a look at the stats leaders for both squads.
A very good game. 33 assists, and you take a look at GCU. And USC going again with their height lineup. No Dykstra, the libero out there. Parker Tompkinson in the middle.
It'll be Guy Guinness with the serve for USC. Guinness sends it over. Mosier the first to touch it. And a good block there from Parker Tompkinson, blocking the senior Cole Duncanson.
That was only his 2nd block of the game, so for USC, not having to rely on Tompkinson has been nice, but of course when he gets involved, he's such an impactful player on the block.
Guinness sends it to Mosier again. Duncanson with another opportunity, and he finds the floor. USC still leads by 4, but breaking open that 4-0 scoring run. Cole Otmar, who's been the best player for the Lopes so far today, leads the team in digs and kills, sends it over with the serve. Dylan Klein moving to his right, sending it well over. No, a kill for USC off the deflection for Dylan Klein. GCU did not think it was off the deflection. They were celebrating as if they got the point. Jack Duker will get a serve for the Trojans. Barely over the net. GCU able to handle it. Mosier gets blocked, but it goes.
Spots as that one was right near the sideline. And again, USC giving up a point that they would like to have back.
Blanchette over to Foley. And a slam down by Mosier. Talked about it earlier in our pregame. But GCU has a 7-2 mark, and that man, Trent Mosier, has over 10 kills. He's not there yet, but closing in on that number. He's at 9 this evening. As a good kill by Braden Marcourt.
And again, USC allowing a bit of a run here for GCU, and see another timeout. Caleb Blanchette on that play had his head turned. And
in the fourth set, already up 2-1.
You know who else is doing great work on the floor this set? Trent Mosier. Really spearheading this 3-0 run, and I don't know, GCU could certainly make this a new ball game.
As Duker gets the opportunity to send it with some misdirection and gets point number 10 for USC.
Jack Duker up to 16 kills, just one shy of Klein, that two-headed monster.
That one goes behind the back line for a GCU point, and USC service error. Service error number 16 for the Trojans. GCU has 11. Parker Tompkinson with the set and the spike by Caleb Blanchette. Misdirection from the Trojans. GCU not expecting it. And Blanchette works his magic.
Feels like USC's sort of established that sense of urgency that they didn't really have in that third set. We'll take another look. I mean, Blanchette, such a great passing ability, but showing his versatility there on that one.
As USC gets an into the net call, so GCU gets the point. Oh, and jumping jacks on the GCU bench there. The Lopes down by 2. You can feel it. You can feel the momentum shifting in their favor. Going back is Trent Mosier, who again, when he has 10 kills or more, team is 7-2. Mosier slings it over. Dylan Klein sends it high and over the net. Great defensive showing from USC, but Foley upset with himself as he sends it across the line. Now you get a look at those jumping jacks from GCU. The Lopes are down just by 1.
It just feels like GCU is hitting a lot harder right now than USC, and it could be a fatigue thing. The Lopes are certainly laying it down harder.
Service error from GCU. And in our conversation with Jeff Nygaard, he said it's at the point of the season where the Trojans are high-flying, high-jumping, ramping down the strength building. They're at that point of the season where they're not going to lose it before the end of the year. But still, nearly a 2-week break. Jeff Nygaard says the team has been training. As Foley with a good dig. Keeping it alive for USC, but it's a block. They're up front by Otmar. Great showings from both squads, but GCU comes out on top. Now a 1-point deficit for the Lopes.
That's a great dig again by Sterling Foley, but it went to waste. We've seen now in the past few sequences USC with a great defensive showing just to get blocked at the net.
GCU looking to tie it up. Braden Marcourt sends it behind the back line. USC up 13-11 with 13 points in the fourth frame against the number 13 team in the country. Dylan Klein has an opportunity. Nearly gets a service ace, but a good dig by Mosier. Goes behind the back line on that hit, and USC up to 14 points.
And I think USC being on the serve is a really important thing, even with the amount of service errors they've had in just establishing a run.
Dylan Klein gets the serve. GCU able to handle it. Otmar gets a kill. failed block from Guy Guinness and Jack Duker. This one will come down to the wire in either result based on how the first part of this set has gone. Jarrett Anderson with the left-handed serve. Dykstra to Blanchett. Klein with the big hit. GCU trying to keep it alive. Dykstra as he goes to his right. Foley not able to.
Defensive showing and that turning into nothing, and I think that's GCU just being prepared for what USC has to offer in pushing that ball over to the other side.
Jarrett Anderson. Dykstra the first to touch it. Duker with the big hit, but GCU able to keep it alive. Sends it back over. Blanchett to Duker. And the Lopes won't even try to get that one. USC goes back up by 2. Duker with kill number 17 to tie him with Dylan Klein. USC only hitting .214 in this fourth set to drop the overall match average down to .427. Guy Guinness goes back. Lopes and Trojans trading points, and Guinness not able to handle it.
And I think GCU knows, and this, you talked about this in the pregame, Thomas, that USC's blocking doesn't really matter if the Lopes can hit as hard as they can and cause errant blocking mistakes. As we see there, the deflection on to Guinness, and it didn't translate into anything for USC.
USC only with 7 blocks tonight. As Blanchett sets up Duker, misdirection, and Duker. Kill number 18 for the Trojans tonight.
Duker just showing his two-step up again at the net. Able to slam that one down.
18 kills, 2 digs, 1 block for Duker. Klein right behind him, 17 kills, 6 digs, 3 blocks, 2 assists, and a service ace. USC looking to add to a 3rd loss to that stat as Parker Tompkinson gets another slam. He has 3 kills and puts USC back up by 2.
And I think USC needs to take advantage of his height more. I mean, they've set him up a few times in this game, but again, with his length, he's so unpredictable.
Sterling Foley sends it over and gets it past the Lopes on the women's volleyball team.
I mean, that's the thing about volleyball. It's so poetic in and of itself, and you have a lot of moving parts. You can really create those connections.
As Jack Duker will get a kill for USC. Can't forget to talk about another sport that Big Ten Student U will be broadcasting: women's water polo, women's lacrosse this weekend. Make sure to tune into those. Women's water polo on overnight, and of course women's lacrosse on Big Ten Plus. Parker Tompkinson sends it over for the Trojans, looking to win this one, but kill number 11 from Trent Mosier through the block of USC.
And Mosier's been huge in this set. I mean, again, not one of the biggest guys on this court right now, but that strength when he moves his arm back is just overwhelming the USC backline right now.
Mosier hits it over with the service, but sends it behind the back line for an error. USC up to 20 points. The Trojans lead by 3, are 5 points away from a 4-set win over the number 13 team in the country. A little bit of miscommunication. GCU just has to send it over. Dylan Klein unable to secure kill number 18. Big hit, but blocked. Dylan Klein swings his arm and sends USC to point number 21.
Dylan is killing right now, as you see, at the forefront of that attack, signaling a timeout right now, and I think USC has to feel pretty good in this position, but know how scrappy GCU has been in this game. This game is far from over, Thomas.
USC leads by 4. 4 points away from securing this 4th set. We'll take a look at Kyle Zedeker. We will take a quick break here on Big Ten Plus. The Trojans, USC leading this 4th set 21-17. They lead by as many points as they need to score to win this one. Caleb Blanchette gets it over Mosier, the first to set it up. Mosier gets set up. Dykstra finds the space. Duker sends it out of bounds as Jeff Nygaard going for the challenge card. It looked from our angle that there was a deflection off that hit from Jack Duker.
Yeah, I was surprised by to slam that one down, and we've seen how impactful he's been in this set alone. So we'll take a look, see if Nygaard has a case here.
It is trying to rule for deflection.
I think there's absolutely one there.
It might have gone off that pole is the only thing. Because
rattle a little bit.
Brian Delamico trying to sneak a peek. That's what they're looking at right now, whether there was a deflection out of bounds. CU is upset. Brian Delamico out of that conversation.
And how about Jack Duker? That's 20 kills for him. That's the second most on the season at 23 against BYU in the first meeting. But, man, he's been the difference today. Net front and big plays like that to swing things.
Caleb Blanchette slings it over. GCU gets blocked, but it does go on USC's side. So Braden Marcourt, he gets GCU back up and rolling. He'll come off the floor for GCU. So it's a 4-point lead for the Trojans. 3 points away from taking set number 4 unless GCU can make a big comeback. It's do or die now for the Lopes. Zach Drake hits the serve. Dylan Klein looking to get a pass a pair of blockers, and he does. 18 kills for Dylan Klein. Still second on the squad. It's been the Dylan Klein and Jack Duker show.
I mean, you need a nickname for that duo at this point. Splitting the defenders, and Trent Mosier has been such a big part of this offense. Couldn't scoop it up there on the D.
Well, before the end of this match, Casey, I task you with finding a nickname for that duo. Dylan Klein gets the serve for USC. Mosier trying with a tap over, and it goes behind the back line. USC match point. The Trojans lead by 6. It would be a near impossible comeback by GCU. Dylan Klein with 18 kills, 1 service ace, looking to end it. Slings it over, but behind the back line, GCU gets a breath of life. Trailing by 5, GCU will need to score at least 5 straight. You have to win by 2 in volleyball. Dykstra over to Blanchette. Volley looking to end it, but GCU just able to stay on by a hair. Duker gets blocked. Klein falling behind. Duker looking to end it. What a fitting end this would be as USC blocks it. Trojans beat the number 13 team. Line Time TV.